guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Juana. I am the crafty Puerto Rican. So today I'm going to be working with sublimation. I'm going to be using the HTVRont Sublimation HTV for dark fabric. I did a video a couple of weeks ago. I would say, to be more specific, almost 3 weeks ago, where I used this material, but I used it on the glossy. It gives you two choices, either the glossy finish or the matte finish. I gonna be using the matte this time to show you the difference. So the package is gonna come like this, saying sublimation HTV for dark fabric, and then in the back of the package it's gonna specify either glossy or matte, and this one is the matte. All right. So at the end, when I'm done with this, I'm going to compare the one that I did before with the one that I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna be using a t-shirt. It's gonna be a navy blue t-shirt this time. This one right here that I have is the one that is a matte, but this one is for light fabric. So I'm gonna be including a video using the light fabric ones also. They also come with the matte on the glossy for the light fabric. So you notice I did this one. It has like a white background that I created, so it will be more, like popping the design. So yeah. So I love this product, so I want to share it with you, and so you can see the possibilities of using sublimation on cotton fabric. This is 100% cotton sweatshirt or a hoodie. All right. So guys, let's get started. So I am in Cricut Design Space, and I'm gonna go to the upload so that I can get the design that I'm gonna be working with. It's gonna be this one right here. It's a PNG file. I'm gonna make it smaller right here to make it easier to work with for now. So it came real big. So I'm gonna make it a width of 11 inches wide. So now I can afford to make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, PNG files always come in huge. It happens here, and it also happens when I'm using Silhouette Studios. So now I'm wanting to make it a little bit taller. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be increasing the height. Because before I do that, I always have to remember that I have to unlock this lock in here. Okay. So we are only going to be doing the width. I want it to be at least 6. And then this looks pretty good. Let me see if I can make it a little bit shorter, like 10.5. That looks good to me. So this is the design. Isn't this cute? I just love it. When I saw this clip art, I have to have it. I believe I got this from Created Fabrica. I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna duplicate. All right. I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna be working with this, and I'm going to be doing a offset with this. They recommend to do an offset to the basic cut so that you can have room to accommodate the sublimation one. That way, you're gonna get it as close as possible as the original design. All right. So I'm gonna make an offset of 0.050 is what I usually do. I'm gonna make it 45. I'm gonna make it 50 and see how it looks like. 50 looks pretty good, but I don't like when it's joined in here. I don't know if you noticed that. So I'm gonna make it smaller. I'm gonna make it 45. This looks a little bit better in here. Let me see. I can make it 40. So 0.040 is the best I can do so that this doesn't look like a big, like together in here. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna click apply, and that's the offset. So this is good. I'm gonna make the offset in another color so that I have an idea how it looks. Let me pick the yellow. I can see it better with the white, and let me center this. Center horizontally and center vertically. All right. So this is pretty good. It looks good in here and it looks good in here, so I'm gonna keep it that way. So now I don't need this one anymore. And this I'm gonna convert into a basic cut. Basic cut, okay? And so now I have the both pieces that I need to use this image, which I love. I just love it. I think it's so cute. So let me center this in place, even though it doesn't matter because I'm gonna cut it, but you know, I like seeing the things the way it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and align it again, center horizontally, center vertically, and it's in place right now. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna group this. Okay, so it's grouped. So now that I have it, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna save it first. I always save my design before I go to the next step in case something happened in the process of cutting, I have a nice copy of it. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save it as throwing gnomes. Okay, save. And then the next step that I'm gonna take is gonna go to make it. I am not connected to my cutting machine, so I'm just gonna explain to you how it's done. The first thing is gonna present me with mat. This is gonna be a big mat, even though it's only 2/8. You don't have to use the big mat. On the new edition of Cricut, they always now use the long mat here, but you use your regular mat because this is only 8 inches in height. So you know what I mean, you don't have to. So it gives you the cutting mat if you're gonna use print and cut. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use the print and cut on my Cricut or I'm gonna cut it by hand. I might use it, I'm not sure. Let's see what's happened. You're gonna have here the other part, right? Remember that if you're gonna print this part, you have to mirror both of them. In my case, because my sublimation printer is already by default mirror, I don't have to use the mirror for this part because if I do that, then it's gonna cancel it because it's gonna just come like normal. In the case that your printer is not defaulted for mirror, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna mirror each one of them before you print them, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna have this right here, so I'm gonna go continue. And then here is gonna say send to printer. When you're gonna send to printer, you're gonna choose your printer. So I'm gonna choose here my sublimation printer, which is a 15,000 Epson Eco Tank. I'm not gonna use bleed. So I'm gonna cancel the bleed. I'm explaining this for those people who have never done this before. I know that a lot of my subscribers already know the steps. So yeah, so I'm gonna hit print. And now I'm here, I'm gonna match the information of the printer that I placed in here. I have to look for my Epson 15,000, which is right here. I'm gonna go to my preferences, make sure that the paper is gonna be a A3 paper because it's the one that I'm gonna be using, meaning that it's 11 by 7, 11.7 by 16.5. That's the paper size that I'm gonna use. And in more options, you're gonna see that I have it defaulted on mirror image, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna print. So it's sent to the printer. It says printed here, meaning that it's in the process of printing. And then after you're done this, you're gonna go ahead, do the basic cut. So my cutting machine is not connected, so I'm not gonna be able to do the basic cut, which is the next thing that you're gonna do. So what I'm gonna take you to the craft table and we're gonna be working on the basic cut, okay? See you in a little bit. Okay, guys, so now I'm ready to get connected to my Cricut. So I'm gonna go ahead now and continue with the process. I'm gonna go ahead and go to Make It. I have already printed this part ahead of time because it was just printing. And I'm gonna go now and cut the material, the HTVRont material, which is this one right here. I want to make sure that it's mirror. So I mirror it. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue. I need to change it, so let me go back. I forgot to switch. I'm gonna cancel it, yes, because I'm gonna be using my maker. So I have up here explore. I'm gonna go ahead and choose maker, Cricut Maker. Now I can go back to Make It. And I'm gonna I'm gonna go here. Choose this, I'm gonna mirror it. And I'm gonna hit continue. And I'm waiting enough to connect. Here we go. Now, here's where you're gonna be choosing your material. According to the instructions, they suggest for you to use the flat iron-on. I used this the first time that I did this project. I did not like the way it cut. So I went back to my everyday iron-on, which is the one, and it worked perfectly when I did it. So it's up to you. I would suggest for you to do the flat iron-on because maybe the blade on your machine is different, and depending what kind of cutting machine you're using, is the blade that is gonna do the cutting. So in my case, the blade and my machine, I went back to the iron-on and I went ahead and I chose more and it cut it with no problems. So I am here, this is done already. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my mat to place it into my Cricut, okay? So guys, I will see you in a little bit, all right? So I already placed this on the mat. You're gonna place it like any HTV with the shiny side down, the plastic side down, and this up. This keeps lifting in here. I don't know why. I keep pressing it. I think I'm gonna get another mat. I hope it doesn't lift up in the process. This is a fairly new mat. Okay, so I'm gonna place it in here. I'm gonna press go. And you're gonna start cutting. It should cut pretty fast. So this is done. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna weed this and I meet you at the heat press, all right? Okay, guys, so we are ready to press the shirt. I already pre-pressed it and folded in half and made a line. This is 100% cotton Gildan shirt. It's a size large and it's in color navy blue. I already weeded the material. So I believe I told you guys earlier to use the iron-on setting instead of the flat iron-on that they suggest. Well, for my machine, the Maker, I ended up doing the second time because it did not work with the iron-on. I had to go back to the flat material that they suggest, the flat iron-on. And then instead of default, I put it for more. So it will be more strength on the blade. I remember that when I did the one that I mentioned before, the glossy one, which was for dyed material also, I was able to do it with the iron on because it was the opposite. It did not work with the flat iron that they suggest. To make myself clear, go ahead and follow what the instructions said because each machine is different. For some reason, I believe that my Air Explorer Air 2, which I used for the glossy one, has a better blade than my Maker. Even though I switched both at the same time, I use my Maker to cut a lot of flock for my rhinestones, so maybe that's why it's not as short. So I would suggest again to follow the instruction, use the material that they suggest here, and work with that. Okay. So yeah, go for that and then test the machine. Each machine is different. And so I'm gonna place this in here. Let me just fold it in half to make it easier for me. And also I noticed that the one that is matte, which is white like this one, the one that is glossy is green, is the vinyl is thinner on this one than the other one. I don't know if that had anything to do, but I know that if I use my Maker, I'm going to be using the material that they suggest, which is the flat iron. This looks straight to me. Let me see. I don't want it to be crooked. I am very picky when it comes to the position of the. I want to be crooked. Let me make sure that it's not too much off the center. 1/2. This is 4. This is way off, so this is not the center. Okay. So the instructions in here, when you're gonna press this material, let me press this in here again because I had that on for a long time. That's why it was beeping. The instruction says here to press the this vinyl for dyed material for 10 seconds, and it's gonna be 311 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, and then I will give you the instruction when it comes to the sublimation. So I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to press this. He says here 315. I'm going to leave it. Let me see if I can. I'm going to put a T10 because it goes by 5. So I'd rather have 1 degree less than 5 more. So I'm going to leave it like that at 310. And then I leave it a little bit longer under the press. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to use this because this is a dark color. I don't want it to get too shiny. So there we go. And this is a cold peel. So I'm gonna take it off the press for it to cool down, and I'll see you back when it cools down, okay? Because it's a cold peel. Okay guys, it's cool enough, so I'm gonna peel it. I flatten it like this. I don't do it up. I just keep it down and I do it slowly. There we go. So now we're gonna place the sublimation on top, but before we have to change the temperature. For the sublimation part, according to the instructions, you're gonna set it up for 300 at 92 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're gonna do it for 40 to 50 seconds. I'm gonna set it at 392. Usually my sublimations, I do it at 400, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the whole hour. Go ahead and follow the instruction as follow, because each heat press is different. I like to do my sublimation for a whole hour, but I'm gonna keep it at 392 Fahrenheit, even though for my other garments, I do 400, all right? So I'm gonna change the temperature. Okay. So I'm gonna be placing this facing down, of course, is sublimation. And I'm gonna make sure that it falls in place as close as I can make it, okay? It's gonna have a bit of an offset with this product. I don't like when the offset shows too much. Okay. I'm gonna use tape because I don't want it to shift while I'm doing this. This is heat resistant tape. Don't use any other regular tape for this, okay? For those who are new but never done sublimation, it has to be heat resistant tape. I use different brands. I use Cricut and I use HTVRont. This is not in position, so I'm gonna be very picky, just to make sure that it's on the right position so that it gets all the sublimation in the right places. And like I said, you're gonna see some offset because there is an offset, you know, in the, but you don't want it to be too off, okay? You don't want it to be off. This is good enough. Let's see how it works. I love the way the glossy one came out. I mean, that design of the gnome. If you have not seen that video, go back, I would say maybe 3 weeks back. And I did one in a black shirt with a glossy of this product. This one comes glossy and in matte, all right? So I'm gonna place it under. And, you know what I forgot to do? Something very important. The butcher paper, because this is sublimation. So I'm gonna place butcher paper on top, and I'm gonna place butcher paper also on the bottom of the flatten, because I don't want any chance of me having ink embedded into my machine. For those who are new, sublimation is gas, and it just rises and goes all over the place, and you don't want that to be on the machine because it might become permanent, and then it might mess up your other designs. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and place this in here just to protect my machine. Usually I put it in between the shirt with the white polyester shirt, but this one is dark, so I'm not too concerned. I'm just concerned about the press. Okay. Okay, so guys, let's go. I'm gonna fast forward this part. Okay. Ooh, it's very hard, people. Oh my god, this is very hard. Let me cool down. Yes. Oh my lord. Look at how gorgeous. Everything looks good. The offset, you see, this one was nice. This one is off, but it's good because I didn't like too much offset. This is so pretty. I love it. Okay, guys, let me take you to the craft table to get more details on this, all right? See you in a little bit. So this is nice. Nice feel. I love it very much. I mean, it's vinyl. It feels like vinyl, but it's not thick vinyl. It's very soft. I brought this shirt to compare it with this one. This was the one that I did a couple of weeks ago. So if you have not seen the video, go back and check it out. This is the same product than this one. The HTVRont Sublimation for dark fabric in the glossy. And this one is in the matte. The only difference is that these have a little shiny. If you see the whole shine on the shirt, it's because my lights are very bright, but it is just beautiful. Let me see it, show it to you this way so you see it's not that shiny. But I love this material a lot, the glossy one. And both came out amazing. I am very pleased with both of them. So guys, this is it. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you have any question about the whole process, go ahead and ask those questions down on the description box. I am also going to link this product down there on the description box if you are interested on it. If you're new and you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, The Crafty Puerto Rican. I will see you soon with new content. Also, guys, don't forget to click the thumb up if you like this video. I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Hasta luego.